What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we're here today with the review for Ready to Love. This is season 7, reunion part 2, you guys. So I'm gonna bulk record a lot of videos today, and then you guys know we have the live today at 5 o'clock for Ready to Love. It's already posted, so be ready for that. So before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then do me a solid favor, you guys, and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Ready to Love Reunion Part 2, you guys, shall we? All right, you guys, so Part 2 of the reunion was a little on the spicy side, and I was here for it, right? So again, like I said, we will be going live to just have a little discussion about it. Actually, yeah, we'll do that. I was about to say maybe I could just ixnay this video, but now I'm gonna still give y'all the video, then we can do the live. So this episode actually opened up with Morgan still upset with Tony, right? And here's my thing. I understand Morgan's frustration with Tony, and it's things that I've said on the channel about Tony as well, right? But my issue when it comes to Morgan is you willingly painted the red flags blue, purple, pink, different colors besides red, and you still actively pursue Tony. So if Tony was such a bad guy, why did you then continue to pursue him, right? It just doesn't make any sense to me. If I know somebody is no good for me, I'm not going to continue to pursue a relationship, and that's why I always say I feel as if with Tony and Morgan, the waters got muddied when they probably had sex with each other. That's my personal opinion. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So then we see when they went on the retreat, right? So Tommy asked them what really strengthened the connections. And Marcia called it. They were all horny, and I absolutely agree with Marcia when she says that, right? So Tommy then asked him, so did that trip really reveal anything for anybody? So Jeffrey says that it did reveal something for her. It revealed that she can't really handle the pressure of dating multiple guys. I think we knew that, Jeffrey. Like I've been saying all season, when it came down to Jeffrey, I honestly just felt like Jeffrey was playing a strategic numbers game to make it to the end. Do I believe she may have had a connection with Andre? Yes, but for me, I don't think that it was when she called her spiritual husband, I always thought it was more of a physical connection, a physical, attraction, right? So Tommy asked Lyndon, how did you feel when Tony said that you were hounding Morgan? He said, shit, I was, right? But he said he felt bad for Morgan because of the fact that with Morgan, he knew that she was torn between him and Tony, and she really wasn't. She really wasn't, right? I just don't feel that way. But once again, here she goes. We're talking about Tony was a red flag. Once again, if he was such this big red flag, why did you then continue to pursue the man? I just don't understand that aspect, right? But I guess it could go with the saying, people know something when you know something is bad for you, and you still want it anyways, you still go after it, right? So I guess that's what she can say, right? But she also then says that if Marcia were on the retreat, then Tony would, that would have been a good distraction for Tony, and Marcia got into it because Marcia's like, she's nobody's distraction. I kind of got what Morgan meant. Honestly, I did understand what Morgan was trying to say, that if Marcia were there, then Tony wouldn't have been so laser focused on her. He would have had someone else to give the attention to. So she wasn't really saying anything negative about Marcia, but I know Marcia probably perceived it that way. And they got into it from there. Now, an interesting thing, they cut and they went, they ended that scene, right? But then later in the episode, much later after another segment, they came right back to them arguing. I was like, now that's terrible editing. But let's pause here and move forward, you guys. So next up, you guys, we're talking about Andre and his connections with Cynthia and Jeffrey. once again, for me personally, I just think that it was all surface level. And even Marcia backstage said that it was surface. She also at one point talking about he still got that half up, half down hairdo. I was like, oh my God. But I do agree with her in that aspect that I think it's all physical. It's all surface. Because he was talking about his physical attraction to Jeffrey. He's talking about his physical attraction to Cynthia. Well, not Cynthia, Cynthia. I don't really believe he was I think he might have been interested in both of them, but I don't think it was anything that would be a long-term situation or a relationship with either Cynthia or with Jeffrey. So Tommy asked Cynthia, when did she notice? She said she really didn't notice any of them when she walked in. She was cockeyed. You know, she just didn't notice any of the men. But she also said that when it came down to the connection with Jeffrey and Andre, she wasn't bothered by it because she came into this and wanted everybody to have their process, right? So that's fine. So then Tommy asked, he asked Anthony how did he feel about Andre and Cynthia's connection, and he wasn't worried either, right? Now, Andre wants to say that it felt like a bit of a tug of war with him and Jeffrey and Cynthia. I was like, how was it a tug of war when most of the time we saw you was lip locked with Jeffrey? Didn't really look like much of a tug of war, but if that's what he wants to say, I'm cool with it, right? So this is where the editing got off, because backstage we went to a commercial, and backstage Morgan and Marcia are still going at it because Marcia is telling Morgan to shut the fuck up, and I was like, wait a minute, that editing didn't even go together well. It did not. It was not seamless at all because y'all ended on them once a whole segment ago. Y'all came back from that commercial and went to Andre, Cynthia, and Jeffrey, and now we're coming back to Morgan and Marcia arguing. So this segment right here is all about Tony. So I will say though, when it comes to Morgan, I do believe she is a little bit on the unhinged side. Let me know what you guys think, right? So Tommy asked Tony, about the ladies feeling like he's a player. And you guys know I've said it as well, right? And what Tony said to Tommy is the exact same thing he said to me. That was one of the first things he said to me, right? That he was raised by all women. And I get it, right? I was raised by women as well. And I know how to talk to women. But I think, and there's, also, I guess that you could say it could be a generational thing too, right? Because Tony is a little bit older than me. So it also could be a generational thing. Because I do know how to talk to women, but Tony comes off as a smooth talker, right? I've told him this. He's a smooth talker. And I think that sometimes that could work in his favor, but other times I think it could work against him. And in this particular process, I feel like that smooth talker worked against him because the women had conversations with each other. And you can see, oh, well, he said this to you? Girl, he said that to me. No, he didn't. He said that to me last week. So, yes, in a normal setting, it probably would work, right? But in this setting, where it's, like we say, speed dating on steroids, right? So he doesn't feel like he's a player. And I was like, okay. So then Marcia says she didn't have a problem with that. The issue that she had was that he's, him being a flirt. And I was like, I can definitely see that. I can see that. So then Tommy brings up the Natasha situation. We all know what happened in the last two episodes with Tony and Morgan, how they kept bringing up Natasha. So Natasha said that after, they had exchanged numbers and, they chopped it up. And she said at one point he asked her, does she want him to leave the show? So Tommy says, okay, well, would you have left the show? Tony said he don't know about that. I was like, oh my God, I don't have an issue. Yes, I do. I can't even lie and say I don't have an issue with that, right? Because I kind of feel that could have been, let me think how I feel about that. we'll talk about it, and I'll think about it, and we can discuss it in a live. I didn't really like it because I just didn't like. I didn't like it that much. I can definitely say that, but I can't really articulate the thought right now. So we'll think about it. I'll sit on it and think about it and come back to it in the live, right? So she says that Tony ghosted her. He says that now this is what blew me. When he said that she knew the deal and they stopped talking because she told the producers that they slept together, and he felt as if she was trying to get clout. First of all, Tony, I got a quick question. What was the deal? Like, what was the situation? Was there a connection, or was it just I want to go out on a date with you, then I want to, have sex with you? I'm confused. What was the deal? Because I don't understand. I didn't understand when he said she knew what the deal was, and he stopped talking to her because she told the producers that they had slept together. And that's very interesting that he says that, because here's my thing. When did she tell the producers this? When did she tell the producers this? Because we knew nothing about this until you and Morgan brought it to the show. So he felt like she wanted clout. I don't agree with the whole clout part. You guys can let me know if you agree with that, but I don't necessarily agree with that part about clout. Clout off of what? She wasn't on the show, so it's not like they were gonna, I don't know if they were gonna bring her back because, oh, she slept with one of the cast members, so let's bring her back. So I didn't understand the whole clout part. She was upset. I mean, those are her feelings. I'm not gonna invalidate them at all, So Morgan at one point said that once Marcia left, that Tony was basically trying to tell her to get rid of Lyndon. I was like, well, damn, Tony. They just roasting you, buddy. Like, they raking you over the coals. And it ain't much. I can't defend you. Sorry. Can't defend you. But let's pause here, and actually we're going to wrap up this episode, you guys. So, you guys, next up, we move over to Cynthia and to Anthony, right? So, we talk about their connection with each other. So, initially, they didn't really talk to each other until the yacht party, right? Because Cynthia said she pulled Anthony aside. She liked him. He liked her. So, only thing that I was focused on this entire time when we were looking at Cynthia and Andre, I noticed that Cynthia was sitting like this. She was sitting on the couch like this. And Anthony was just sitting like this. And I was like, and Z said it. She's like, the body language. What's up with the body language? I was like, exactly. Because I was looking, I'm like, I'll tell you guys somebody who had body language that was suggestive that something more is going on. Mercedes and Mark Anthony, right? Because they were sitting close together, but Anthony and Cynthia were separated. I'm like, okay, he's sitting straight. She's sitting kind of facing Tommy. I was like, this body language is speaking volumes. So then, Tommy wants to know, so what's going on with y'all? Like, are y'all together? What's up? Like, tell us something. And they kind of were talking in circles, and I was like, I don't think they're together, right? So they're not together because Cynthia said that, I remember earlier in the season that she said she had done the work on herself. But if you guys watched the finale when she was with her family and her friends, when she was crying, I'm like, she may have done the work on herself, but I do think that there is more there that Cynthia might need to unpack before she is seriously ready to be in a relationship with somebody, right? I don't know who did a number on her, but somebody in her past, and it could be that ex. Ugh. One of the biggest fan of him. But the door is not closed to Cynthia and Anthony. And I will say with Cynthia and Anthony, there's, although they were sitting apart from each other, they're not in a bad space, right? Because even Mercedes mentioned this. They're nothing like Morgan and Tony, who is arguing with each other and just doing the most with each other, right? So I will say that. Oh, I forgot to mention one part in the episode where when Tony and Morgan had gotten into it, he was talking to Marcia, and she just basically was checking on him. So him and Marcia, they're in a good space with each other. They're cool. Marcia ain't taking him out. She don't want to go on a date with him. Can't say I blame her. I really can't. So next up, we move over to Mercedes and Mark Anthony. It really ain't much here. We talk about their connection. We talked about Mercedes and not Mercedes, but we talked about Mark Anthony and Jeffrey. I wanted Jeffrey to fix her face because when Jeffrey saw that Mark Anthony had kissed Mercedes, she was like, the next thing that I want to say about Jeffrey, oh my God, this hair, it was the wig you got. The wig was just throwing me off. The wig was bothering me. The wig was blowing my spirit. The wig was just annoying the shit out of me because number one, that wig had no part. I was just like, oh my God. So I was with Lyndon because this gives, it gives friends, but it's giving y'all a little closer than friends right now because she was sitting up under him and he had his arms around her. I was like, oh, y'all body language is speaking a lot too. And it's telling me that y'all doing, you know, the bedroom boogie with each other. I just get the bedroom boogie from y'all two. So he understood why she chose herself in the end. And I mean, but she's a flight attendant, so y'all both travel. That's what I'm still stuck on is the fact that she's a flight attendant and he's like, I'm still confused about that, but that's really all I got. Part 2 of the reunion, it was okay, but like I said, if there's more, we can discuss it in the comment section that you guys want to discuss, and we can talk about it in the live as well. So you guys know that next season they are coming right here to the good old Dallas, Texas, and I am not looking forward to that at all. Oh my God, I'm not looking forward to Dallas. But that's really all I got for Rated to Love, you guys. Thank God this season is over. I don't know when I don't know when Dallas starts. I'm hoping it's like far down in the summer, like deep summer, like September, end of summer actually. Give it to me in September. I'm fine with that because we're in April, May, June, July. I feel like it's coming in July. I honestly feel like it's July, August, you guys. It's gonna be sooner than what we expect. It's gonna be pretty soon, but that's really all I got, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.